Alright, now that we're done with the briefing stuff, let's get into the main game here.
Let's actually play the game for once.
So we're playing options, right?
Oh yeah, the peak of gameplay.
The reason why I'm showing this off is because there is some stuff you can change here. The quick change is if like you want to hold the item and well, I'll explain more on that when we get into the game, but the quick change is important, and like I said, you can turn the blood on and off. And there's also radar. There's like, you can have the radar completely off, you can have it when like an enemy sees you, or you can have it on all the time. I personally play with it on all the time because it makes it easier, and I suggest doing that for new Metal Gear Solid players as well. So, here we are, actually getting into the game. We're on the island, and we're ready to go. And you're definitely going to tell the camera angles are going to be all over the place because action movie type game.
Yeah, the same for that soundtrack too, because it's going to be very atmospheric and reacting based on what's going on.
Like I said,
like the music in this game.
The music's really good.
Stay alert. He'll be through here. I know it.
Hi, Liquid.
I'm going to.
Hey guys, I found them. What do I do? Oh wait, he's
what do you
leaving.
mean I gotta get up close?
Yeah, there's actually Liquid Snake though. First person we run into, of course. And of course his actor name.
The guy right there.
What gets me is like years after this game came out, Cam Clark and David Hayter still like hang out and play as Liquid and Snake and just like goofy videos and stuff.
Yeah, they both seem to really just embrace those roles they've had over the years and like some of the most memorable parts.
Yep.
They're always doing the voice.
Now, here's something that's different. Or I wouldn't say different because it's the exact same. The codecs are the exact same from the PS1.
Colonel.
Just in higher
Yeah,
quality.
just touched up a little bit. It's not 240p anymore, it's now 480p. Ooh, double the resolution.
Just as I
Yep.
expected.
So, our goal here is to get to the elevator that Liquid went up on to get to the heliport. And you can goof around in this area, you can, you know, mess with the guards or actually try to play the game correctly. The Colonel is going to say different things depending on how fast you move to this area when you get to the heliport. So, keep that in mind.
The codex receiver directly stimulates
And they're just talking about the codec here, which is the thing that Snake uses to talk to like Naomi and the Colonel and other characters.
When they're talking on the codec, is it telepathy?
Yes.
No, I mean, how this game probably wants to frame it, probably, but it's more kind of like those. This is gonna be a weird sentence, but follow me on this. It's like those bone headphones that you have nowadays, where it's a little piece that you can just put in your ear, and instead of actually pushing sound through, it will vibrate the bone in your ear, because that's how you can also hear the vibration of bone. That's kind of how Colonel was describing it to Snake, where the codec itself is not actual sound that other people can hear, it's vibrations. How the signal gets out, you got me there. I don't know what he's transmitting with.
Yep. But the telepathy thing was actually a joke that people made for years, so that's why I made a joke out of it. Alright, so we have 2 guards in the area right now. One of them does go up and down this path, but he will not stray from this path. The other one kind of goes around and down and then back up again, so be careful. I am playing on easy. I will mention this. I am playing on easy because I want to actually show this game as if I'm playing it for the first time for new players. But there is different, goodness. Yeah, I forgot how loud this game gets.
Nobody heard that. Oh, I guess that's the rats again. I'm gonna ignore it and just do my patrol.
Yep. When you kill a guard or you knock them out, you can pick up and drop their body a couple times, and they will drop items like that. That's a good way to get like rations, ammo, that kind of stuff. And later on, when you actually get a gun, you can hold them hostage and point a gun at them, and they're like throw their hands up and like, oh, please don't shoot or whatever. And then they'll do like a little shake. It looks like they're dancing almost, and you'll get dog tags from them that tells their name. Dog tags are collectible in this version.
Is there somebody there?
Nope, nobody here.
Are you going to collect all the dog tags?
No, I do not do that because that is a waste of time. There's nothing you gain from them. So.
That's a good demonstration of how busted first person is in this. Because
Yep.
the original PS1 release did not have a first person mode, so you could not just freely aim your gun and take out a guard out of vision sight like that. That was really hard to do if you played it originally, because you had to just kind of deal with the more top-down aiming style, which was, honestly, kind of looking back, cool for its time, kind of clunky nowadays.
But
Yep.
you know what's funny is like it also changed from the PS1 game. Bodies just don't magically disappear whenever you kill someone. You have to go and actually get rid of the bodies, like hide them, like in MGS2. So
Yeah, it's actually kind of smart. Yeah, it's like the reason why they had to disappear in like the original game is more memory limitations of the PS1, but the GameCube didn't have those same limitations. So now they're able to actually use that MGS2 idea of you have to move the bodies because there's no memory limitations anymore to deal with. 'Cause I believe that also happened with the Resident Evil remake too, didn't it?
Yeah, that did. Resident Evil was different, obviously, but in that game, if you didn't get rid of the bodies, the zombies mutated. In this game, they find the bodies and they'll alert you, or call the alert on you. So
it's like, wait a second, he wasn't dead before.
yeah. But that is something they did take from Metal Gear Solid 2 is the whole leaving the bodies out and you had to like stuff them in a locker if you don't want to be caught. And there is lockers here. That's another change from the original that you can hide in. Or get like ammo and stuff from.
I didn't realize how much motion blur this game has. I guess Metal Gear Solid 2 did too.
Yeah.
Well, the original version of MGS1 had a lot of motion blur too. So, I guess, consistent for a remake to do the same thing, but a lot of games at this time had very aggressive motion blur.
So, Colonel Snake was like, alright, I'm in front of the building. Colonel was like, good. Age hasn't slowed you down. If you take too long, Colonel was like, what's the matter, Snake? Age getting to you?
I would have turned into a popsicle out there.
Which is funny, because the Colonel's like years older than Snake at this point.
He
So
says, I'm retired and all that other junk before on the debriefing. It's like, oh, you want to make fun of my age, huh, Colonel? Aren't you not your own spring chicken yourself?
The terrorist radar should
Yeah.
have already picked them up. A Hind-D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing? I have no
It just dropped off a bunch of deep cool stuff. Oh god! They're gonna cool all their computers really good. No wonder why we can't have them in the States.
I guess the Russians gave them the Hind-D so they wouldn't be Hind-D.
anyways. What always got me about this cutscene is like if Kojima wanted to play like a trick on the players, he could literally make Liquid Sea Snake there and it'd be just game over, no matter what.
There are only 18 hours left until
So remember when we said that cutscenes are kind of long in this game? We wasn't kidding. The codec cutscenes apparently are very long.
Oh, sorry. I haven't introduced you two yet.
Mind you, there's some extra codec conversations you can get, and those are optional. You do those, and you'll be playing the game even less.
As well as your
Yep.
Soliton radar system. Contact her if you have any questions about either of them.
So, Mingling here, she is somebody that was brought on to basically save our game, and she also gives us like quotes and stuff that's supposed to help Snake. One thing about her voice that's different in this version compared to the PS1 version, she has like a weird accent in the original game that she was not supposed to have, so they made her just use her normal voice in this version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
I don't know why that was the case for the original. Maybe like some wires got crossed when she was told the direction of like how her character should sound, and she just gave her an accent.
Either that, or they just didn't want to make it sound so stereotypical. You know?
Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, that's probably for the best.
Honestly,
Not
honestly, looking back at it, this was a good change. This is a good change in my opinion, because I don't know. I'm starting to get to the point where, you know,
First, I want you to infiltrate the disposal
having
site
bad
and look for the
accent
dark
and
machine.
like I can understand in some, like, if your character's like new, like, to the language they're trying to learn, and you know they're obviously English bad and everything else. That's understandable. If that's what you're trying to go for, but it sounds like Mei Ling's been here for a while, and she knows English well, and I never really did like that about that in the original.
Yeah, gets jammed easily.
She was born American. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
So, why she had such a strong accent in the first game?
Yeah.
I really don't know.
So
Yeah,
honestly, this was
there's
a
not
good
very
change.
much of an explanation to it,
Contact us by
which didn't
codec
help.
anytime you want.
Yeah, honestly, I really like that change because
We're here to back
it's-
you up, so call if you need some information or advice.
it's
I'm
more
also in charge of your mission
it's
data.
more I don't know how to
Contact me if you want
describe
me
it.
to
It's
see the
it's
correct
it's
status.
nicer.
My
It's a nicer
is 140.96.
thing for today's day and age.
It's
Yeah.
a dedicated frequency for saving data.
There is like a lot of little
Remember,
tidbits I'll throw in
with
here and there about
binoculars.
this playthrough,
You
but
need
we're
to
mostly
arm
going to be
yourself
focusing
with
on the
whatever
game,
weapons you
obviously.
can find.
So if you guys have like any knowledge on the game that you want to share, feel free to do so. Like any backscene stuff.
Yeah.
Well, if you make it back in one piece, maybe I'll let you do a
Okay.
search on me.
I'll hold you to that, Doctor. By the way...
Yeah, random flirting in the middle of this codec conversation. Like, okay, yep, Snake.
How did you do that?
You don't have to flex like that right now. We're kind of in the middle of a mission.
Yeah, that's kind of a Snake character though,
I'm going
unfortunately.
to help you.
Yeah, he does that like all the time.
I love how Snake said, "Oh, by the way, I got my cigarettes here." And I like, how did you get that? And they're like, "I ate them."
Yeah.
Look, man, when you're hardcore addict, you find ways to smoke.
I ate them, and now I'm going to regurgitate them like a, you know, like a pelican almost. I don't know. I'm like that. I'm just thinking of like the first thing comes to mind when I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about Pelipper using the move Spit Up and Stockpile.
also be a duct on the
I mean, that's basically what he did. Let's not kid ourselves.
I'll
So,
let you decide
Yeah,
the best
he
COA.
stockpiles the cigarettes, and then when Snake wants them, he spits them up. You really think about it, don't ask Snake for a smoke. Because
Yep.
you know where it's been, and you don't want that smoke.
yep. So we do have some equipment. I did collect some rations and stuff while we were down at the dock area, which rations are healing. So you definitely want to get those. There's some rations scattered about that you can pick up, but obviously if you're full, you can't pick them up. But that number will increase as the game goes by. It'll change from like 5 to like 10, so on and so forth, depending on the difficulty you're playing. Obviously, if you're playing like big boss mode, good luck. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
I do
'Cause-
like
Yeah, the higher the difficulty you go, like the less items you're going to be getting, to a point where you're just going to get none on certain difficulties.
I gotta applaud this game's like it has almost Metroid Prime-esque like detail. You can see like the water droplets from the snow hitting Snake's eyes, like when he goes in first person. So it kind of reminds me a lot how Metroid Prime took that effect of like when raindrops get
You're
off
cutting out
Samus's
again.
visor.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Oh,
You were
okay.
cutting out again.
I was still cutting out again. My bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much that. Like, I like the effect of the snow melting on Snake's, eye, on his eyes, and it's kind of getting water all over his eyes.
I made an oopsie here. I thought I shot the gun off to the distance, but apparently it hit him in the back, so he just went la.
It's alright, we'll get the dog tag anyway.
To me, it just looked like he didn't even fire the gun until after he went down, so I thought he got so scared of you, he just fell asleep.
He fainted.
He fainted.
I would have said faded, and then I saw the Z's coming up. I was like, no, he's asleep. Why are you asleep?
Yeah.
You don't go asleep when you're scared.
This guard's actually asleep, though. This is the sleeping-headed guard, as he's been dubbed. Let's help him out. Let's actually put him to sleep. He needs a good nap. Alright, so this is where you can get the Solcom, which is a natural gun, not like the M9. You can basically play through this whole game, besides the bosses, obviously. Just using the M9 if you want to. You don't have to kill anybody in this game, again, besides the bosses. Because that's what they're there for. And you can get a very good ranking if you do that. Me, on the other hand, I'm not good at that. So I'm just going to play the way I play. So...
Yeah, and the ranking doesn't really matter in the grand scheme because it's really just for unlockables. So if you don't care about unlocking stuff, then you can just blitz through this, no problem.
Now,
or in the case of what we're doing now, just gotta hang out in a locker, just kind of waiting it out. These guys don't know the better. They're gonna leave.
I like
You're
that.
just gonna sit here
I like
playing
that
games
edit.
on your phone.
I like that edit that you did there.
Look how long it takes once you get, like, alerted, though. You literally have to hide and wait. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And it
Unless
takes
you wanna
forever.
brute force it is just better to wait this out.
And as you can see, it takes a while. I'm not sitting here making you guys wait through all this. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is probably, I would imagine, breaking it down now. This is like close to 5 minutes of just waiting around.
I counted it 10 minutes. No joke.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
So, I'm gonna be honest. I kind of goofed there. I was not meant to get caught. But, hey. That just shows I'm not the best player in the world. And I'm real. And I'm having fun with the game. So. But, there is a way to get past these cameras without using a certain item we'll be getting here soon. You can kind of just dunk and cover and wait until the camera turns the other way and then kind of book it. Or if you're not very confident like I am, just kind of plan it out a little bit. Follow the camera's movements, kind of learn it a little bit, and see which way it goes.
And the camera's field of vision also is shown on the map too. So.
Yep.
Yeah, you can always just look at the mini map and see what direction the game is facing with that cone effect.
Now, I did mention the quick equip, unequip thing that was in the options. The only difference, using my own words here, obviously, the only difference between them is fast unequip and re-equip. You can usually have the item on you all the time, or if you put it on the unequip, where you have to go and equip it every time. That's the only difference. I personally like having the item on me all the time, so it just makes it easier.
Yeah, that does kind of bring up a good thing I want to ask, because this is on a whole different platform than what the game was originally designed with. How does the GameCube version control by comparison to the PS1 version did? Because you're working with less buttons on the GameCube controller.
It works good. Like I said, I played this game 100 times over, so I'm used to the controls. But for somebody who might come off wanting to play this game after playing the PS1 game, it does take time to get used to with the controls, because for one, you have new gimmicks you could do with Snake, and you have to learn those obviously, and you have to learn what button does what. The Z button is a lifesaver, I'll put it that way, because that's the quick unequip button where you could just immediately press that and your inventory works the way it should. But I don't think there's much problem with the controls on this version myself.
Yeah.
That base must have
Yeah, it seems like they adapted it pretty well to losing some buttons because you don't have the clickable sticks, you don't have select, and you don't have the L1 R1 set up because you only have Z, so you're missing one of the shoulder buttons. So there's a lot less to work with here on the GameCube controller, but it seems like they found some good compromises to it.
Yeah. The only problem I think people might have, because obviously in the PS1 version you just hit like select to bring up the codec. In this one you have to hit start and A at the same time to bring up the codec. So that might be a little bit of a use to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's no big deal.
Yeah, and mind you don't always have to listen to a codec too, so it's not as important as like having to pause the game, having that kind of button combo. That would be worse.
Yeah. Oh gosh, the bandage. Alright, so Snake can actually bleed out in this game, so they had to add bandages. So
they had to make sure that he doesn't die bleeding out.
Yep.